Listening Comprehension, Sample 2. In this section of the test, you will have an opportunity to demonstrate your ability to understand conversations and talks in English. There are 3 parts in this section, with special directions for each part. Answer all the questions on the basis of what is stated or implied by the speakers in the recording. There will be time for you to read the instructions, and you will have a chance to check your work. The recording will be played once only. At the end of the test, you will be given 7 minutes to transfer your answers to an answer sheet. Now, turn to Part 1. Part 1. Directions. In this part, you will hear 8 short announcements or instructions. There is 1 question for each announcement or instruction. For each question, choose the right answer, A, B, C, or D. Then on the answer sheet, find the number of the question and fill in the space that corresponds to the letter of the answer that you have chosen. Now, let's listen to the example. On the recording, you might hear,
"Hello, this is the travel agency returning your call. You left a message about the holiday you've booked, asking which meals are included in the cost during your stay at Sunny Hotel. Lunch and dinner are free, but if you wish to have breakfast in the hotel, you will need to pay an extra amount of money, depending on what you order. Let me know if I can help you with any other information. Goodbye."
On the test book, you will read, which meal is not included in the price of the holiday? A. Breakfast. B. Lunch. C. Dinner. D. All. The correct answer is A. Breakfast. We are ready to start. First, you have some time to look at questions 1 to 8. Question 1.
What will the girl buy from the shop?
We're nearly packed. Let me just check what you need to get from the shop. We've got toothpaste, but could you get me a new toothbrush?
OK. I also need one, so I'll get 2 and some shampoo.
There's a new bottle upstairs.
We'll take that then. I can't think of anything else.
Question 2.
What is the girl doing?
Hi, Annie, it's Tony here. Are you busy?
Not really. I'm listening to music at the moment. I did all my homework as soon as I got home because there's a TV programme I want to see.
Oh, what time does it start?
In about half an hour? You could come and watch it with me. It's about the band U2.
Question 3.
What will the weather be like tomorrow?
Here's the weather forecast for the next few days. We've got sunny skies at the moment, but that's not going to last long. By tomorrow it will be cloudy, but it won't actually rain till Saturday.
Question 4.
Which musical instrument is the girl learning to play?
Hi, Jodie. I'm looking for people to play in my new band. Do you still play the guitar?
Oh, I gave up a long time ago. I'm having lessons on the drums. I practice every day, so I'm getting quite good.
That sounds great, but I play the drums myself. But if you know a keyboard player or a guitarist, tell them to come to a practice. We'll meet on Tuesdays at 7 in the garage behind my house.
OK. Good luck with it anyway.
Question 5.
Where will they meet?
I'll park near the sports stadium. There are always spaces round there.
But I want to go to the camera shop, so the sports stadium isn't very convenient for me.
I'll drive through the centre then, and you can get out. I don't mind walking back from the sports stadium. I'll come straight to the camera shop after I've parked the car.
OK, I'll see you there. Then we can go to the market together.
Question 6.
What time does the museum shut on Saturdays?
Thank you for phoning Carshaw Museum Information Line. These are the museum's opening hours. We are open every day except Mondays. On Saturdays and Sundays, we open at 9:30. We close at 5:45 on Saturdays and 4:15 on Sundays. On Tuesday to Friday, we open at 10 and close at 5:30. The museum is free except for special exhibitions.
Question 7.
Where is the flat?
Thanks for the invitation to your party, Sonia. I'd love to come, but I'm not sure of the address.
OK. I'm staying with my sister at the moment. She lives near the bus station, so it's easiest to come by bus. Go straight on at the crossroads, then when you get to the main road, turn right. Got that?
Yes, I'm writing it down now.
OK. Take the first turning on the left. My sister lives in the block of flats on the right. The address is number 24, Elm Road. And then
Question 8.
What did the woman receive in the post?
Good morning. Would you check to see if there's any post for me, please? Room 421.
Good morning, madam. These 2 letters and a postcard are for you.
One of these letters is for someone else. Do you have a parcel for me?
Sorry, that's all there is.
Part 2. Directions. In this part, you will hear 3 conversations. The conversations will not be repeated. There are 4 questions for each conversation. For each question, choose the right answer, A, B, C, or D. Then on the answer sheet, find the number of the question and fill in the space that corresponds to the letter of the answer you have chosen. You have some time to look at questions 9 to 12. Now, listen carefully and answer questions 9 to 12.
Listen to 2 students discussing how to get to school.
Do you know where I can get a bicycle? It doesn't have to be a new bicycle, but it does have to be rather cheap.
Why do you need a bicycle?
I just found a great apartment, but it's a little far from school. I really want to take this apartment, but I have to find some transportation. A bicycle would be great.
How far away from school is the apartment?
Just a little over 2 miles, so I definitely could walk if I had to. But it would save so much time if I had a bicycle. My problem is that I can't afford a really new expensive bicycle.
Well, you happen to be in luck today. I have a friend who wants to sell his old bicycle because he just bought a new one, and I think you can get it cheap. Do you want to go see the bicycle?
Thanks. That sounds great. Let's go there now.
Questions 13 to 16.
Listen to a conversation about a camping trip.
What are those?
There's some pictures of the camping trip that some friends and I took last weekend. Would you like to see them?
Thanks, I would.
These photos show the tent that we stayed in.
How many of you stayed in that tent? It looks awfully small.
There were 4 of us.
4 of you? In that small tent? Wasn't it awfully crowded?
It was a little crowded, but it was fun anyway.
And whatever are you doing in these pictures? It looks like you're just standing in a river with big boots on.
Well, we were trying to fish.
Did you catch a lot of fish?
No, not a lot.
Well, did you catch a few fish?
No, not a few. Actually, we didn't catch any. But it was still a great way to spend a day.
Questions 17 to 20.
Listen as two friends discuss a meeting of the ski club.
Hi, Jack.
Hi, Wanda. Where are you rushing to?
I'm heading for a meeting of the ski club. It starts at 3 o'clock.
The ski club?
Yes, the ski club. Do you want to come along?
What does the ski club do?
Well, you get to know other people who enjoy skiing, listen to lectures and presentations on skiing techniques and equipment, and best of all, plan skiing trips. Doesn't that sound good?
It does sound great, but I don't exactly know how to ski very well.
That doesn't matter. You don't have to know how to ski. You just have to want to learn how to ski.
That sounds like my kind of club. I guess I'll come along with you and try it.
We've got to hurry. It's almost 3 o'clock.
Part 3. Directions. In this part, you will hear 3 talks or lectures. The talks or lectures will not be repeated. There are 5 questions for each talk or lecture. For each question, choose the right answer, A, B, C, or D. Then, on the answer sheet, find the number of the question and fill in the space that corresponds to the letter of the answer you have chosen. Questions 21 to 25.
Listen to part of a lecture in a history class. The professor will discuss gold coins.
In 1792, Congress passed an act authorizing the coinage of gold eagles valued at $10, half eagles valued at $5, and quarter eagles valued at $2.50. These gold coins were standardized to silver on a 15-to-1 ratio, that is, 15 ounces of silver to 1 ounce of gold. Although the ratio was reasonable at the time that the bill was passed, by the turn of the century, the ratio in Europe had reached 15 3/4 to 1, and the overvalued gold coins in the United States were either smuggled out of the country or melted down. Gold therefore disappeared from circulation until 1834, when a new law reduced the weight of gold pieces. Soon afterward, gold coins appeared in a smaller size and returned to circulation. The new interest and demand for gold encouraged the mint to strike $20 double eagles and a smaller number of $50 gold coins. The financial uncertainty during the Great Depression of 1929 encouraged hoarding of gold coins by individuals, a situation that became so serious that the government finally ordered all gold coins to be turned in. During the next several years, a number of amendments exempted certain kinds of gold coins and allowed limited collecting. Since then, the interest in collecting gold coins has increased, and the restrictions have decreased. Now there are no restrictions regarding the export, import, purchase, sale, or collecting of gold coins in the United States.
Questions 26 to 30.
Listen to part of a lecture in a music appreciation class. The professor is discussing the work of Stephen Foster.
Stephen Foster was one of the most prolific songwriters of his time, contributing more than 200 songs during his 20-year career. His first attempt when he was 14 was a forgettable composition called the Tioga Waltz, a melody for 3 flutes which debuted at a school exhibition. His first published piece appeared only 3 years later in 1844. It was called Open Thy Lattice, Love, and it was rather typical of the sentimental tunes of the time. Still, it was a good effort for a 17-year-old composer. But it was minstrel music for which Foster will always be remembered. The songs of Southern black slaves in the pre-Civil War days evoked nostalgic themes, like the plantation era that was already fated to pass into history. His first successful piece, O Susanna, became popular throughout the world and is still widely sung. Campton Races followed with similar success. The most successful song written by an American to that date was Stephen Foster's Old Folks at Home, which appeared in 1851. Some of you may recall it as Way Down Upon the Swanee River, since it was also referred to by that title as well. In any case, an item in the musical world of New York stressed the unprecedented sales. At a time when half of all the sheet music published was a total failure and a sale of 5,000 copies was considered highly successful, Old Folks at Home sold nearly 100,000 copies. Old Kentucky Home, which came out 2 years later, capitalized on the reputation that Foster was making for himself and was also a huge seller. Now, what is interesting about the success of Stephen Foster is that he himself was ambivalent about it. Sometimes he hid his identity with pseudonyms. Sometimes he requested that his name be withheld from the cover to the sheet music. And other times he insisted that his name be displayed. Out of the context of the times, none of this seems to make sense. But when we contrast the musical world of high society with that of the common people, it becomes clear. Stephen Foster's success came from writing plantation songs for popular entertainment. The music was easy to remember, very repetitious, and available to everyone in the popular music halls. But the music that was considered serious and appropriate for society events was quite different. Foster proved that he could write such music, and perhaps had some secret desire to succeed on those terms, but that type of music didn't enjoy the widespread popularity of the plantation melodies that we still recognize today. Most school children have heard Jeannie with the Light Brown Hair and Beautiful Dreamer, but none would recognize the saccharine ballads and hymns that were considered by a genteel few his better music.
Questions 31 to 35.
Listen to part of a lecture in a psychology class. The professor will discuss heredity and environment.
Good morning. I trust that you have all read the assignment and that we can proceed with today's lecture. As you know from your text, both heredity and environment play a role in the development of the personality. In addition, research at the University of Texas at Arlington has shown that the order of one's birth in relationship to brothers and sisters may be a significant factor. Those born first tend to develop personality traits that make them domineering, ambitious, and highly motivated to achieve. And the same is true for only children. In contrast, children born later in the family tend to be more socially adept, likable, talkative individuals. Also interesting in the research is the fact that a woman with older brothers and a man with older sisters seem to be able to interact more easily with the opposite sex. Having older opposite-sex siblings seems to be important in being able to establish social relationships with members of the opposite sex. There is also some evidence that the youngest child may develop a very charming personality in order to be included in the activities of the older group. Of course, if the other children are no longer living at home, the youngest child is more likely to develop the characteristics of an only child.